What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Brock Brown, ODTV, talking about the Dallas Cowboys, man. Listen, I want to make something very aware because every week, whether we win, whether we lose, whatever happens, people have this analysis of who Dak Prescott should be and what Dak Prescott should be. And I don't think being as young, I'm not that old myself, but being as young as Dak Prescott is, and in this era of social media, I don't think that he actually gets the opportunity that he's afforded. So I'm making this video, and it's called Dak Prescott versus Troy Aikman. And the reason I'm titling it like that is just because it's a comparison. Troy Aikman went 0-11 and threw 9 touchdowns, 18 picks, 52.9 completion percentage, 1,749 yards his rookie season, right? That's horrible. 0-11, that's atrocious, right? I just need y'all to follow me on this. The very next year, he went 7-8, completed 56.6% of his passes, 2,579 yards, 11 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Still atrocious, right? But what was the difference that year? It was Emmitt Smith's rookie year, okay? So as you continue to go on down the line, Troy's passing percentage, his yards, his touchdown to interception ratio, and most importantly, his wins will continue to rise until 92 when they go 13-3. The reason why I'm comparing him to Dak Prescott is because we're all talking about this the wrong way. Dak Prescott is in Troy Aikman's shoes and he don't even know it. The only thing he can't do that Troy Aikman did is win a Super Bowl because you don't know if that defense is that good yet. But let me stay on my point. My point is this. Dak Prescott, if you utilize your running game, if they don't worry about what the talking heads say, if they don't ask Dak to throw the ball 40-something times a game, we have a proven formula. It's like when you play a video game and you're playing against somebody and you just run all over them. And they say, all you can do is run. Your reply is not supposed to be, watch this and throw a 60-yard Hail Mary. You're supposed to say, so, I'm winning. That's what it's about. It's not about throwing the ball because it's a passing league. It's not about can Dak Prescott be Patrick Mahomes. That's irrelevant. All he has to do is be Troy Aikman. If the offense is efficient, just efficient, and the defense can become good, or vice versa. You're so efficient that you're good, and the defense can be efficient. That's when you become a playoff team. Now, when you can get both sides working with momentum and character and morality and all that cool shit, then you can take it to a Super Bowl team. Philosophy and stuff like that, like that's for Super Bowl teams. Because you won a Super Bowl, so your philosophy has been proven correct. Then you can implement that. You know who won Super Bowls? Plural? Troy Aikman. No, I'm not this Troy Aikman diehard guy. No, that's not the point here. The point is that Dak Prescott, if our offense was what it was in 2016 and in 2018, we could go a long way. Because we have to control time of possession. We have to have Zeke in the top 5 in first downs. Remember when he led the league in first downs? What was the record? Remember when he missed 6 games? What was the record? I'm making this real easy. Dak Prescott, 23-4. These are touchdown interception ratios. 22-13. That's the year he missed 6 games. Then last year, 22-8. This year he's 11-6, completing 69% of his passes. So if Dak Prescott can complete 69% of his passes, tone down the number of passes you ask him to throw. Whether you have to sign another running back so that you can have a 3-headed monster, so that you can run the ball 5 to 10 times more per game, you have to make a conscious effort to run the ball more. You just have to do it. This is what you can't build a team a certain way and then play outside of how you built your team. That's what the Dallas Cowboys are doing. I'll say this again. That's what the Dallas Cowboys are doing. Kellen Moore, you get blamed, but he's a kid. It's his first year as the offensive coordinator. That's why I made a video yesterday about Jason Garrett calling his own damn plays. You've been in this league. You've played in it longer than he had. You've coached in it longer than he has. You were an offensive coordinator longer than he has been. Kellen Moore should be up in the booth. Kellen Moore should be up in the booth, watching the game from the booth, talking to Dak in that helmet. Jason Garrett should be calling the plays. I'll say this again. Jason Garrett should be calling the plays. But that has nothing to do with why we are changing our identity when Dak Prescott is clearly in a Troy Aikman situation offensively. Dak Prescott has a line. Troy Aikman had a line. Troy Aikman's line was better. Cool. I'm all for that. Dak had Zeke. Troy had Emmett. Emmett's better. Okay, I'm for all that. Dak has Amari. Troy had Irvin. Irvin's better. I understand all that. But we talking about what formula works. Not only has this formula worked with Troy Aikman, this formula worked with Dak Prescott 2 of the 3 years he's been in the league. And I'm gonna be 100% honest. At least Scott Linehan stuck to the bread and butter. You guys wanted more throws. You guys wanted us to be a more vertical offense, a more down the field, big play offense. And I want our defense to get takeaways. You don't get everything you want, but you can enhance the things you do right, the things you do well, what you have that works for you. That can always be enhanced. Come on, y'all. Like, it's not hard. Okay, Dak got 6 rushing touchdowns per year for his first 3 years. He got 1 this year. Only thing I'm saying is not that Dak Prescott can't play. Not that Dak Prescott is not a good leader. Not that Dak Prescott is not a good quarterback. Not that he's not a good football player. The point I'm making is Dak's arm talent is limited. Dak's arm talent is limited. Can he evolve into a more accurate passer? Of course he can. Troy Aikman did. 9-8. These are touchdown interception ratio. 11-18. 11-10. 23-14. 15-6. Yes, you can get better. You can get more accurate. You can understand angles better. You can get better on your timing, when you release, how you release. You can get better on your footwork, where you throw the ball from. All that can improve. But what I'm saying is stop asking so much of Dak Prescott because you're messing up the formula. It's either Kellen Moore's offense is going to free Zeke out half the time, or Dak. He said he sits down with Kellen Moore right before the games and he says what plays you want to take in. Keep in. What plays you want to take out? No. That's not how it's done. That's not how it's done. Friendship is not going to get this done. These other teams went to training camp. A lot of these teams spent more money in the offseason than we did. We need to compensate. And the way we need to compensate is our players that are good, our players that are on the verge of being great, we need to do what they're good at. Offense and defense. If we run zone, if we run man, if the tape dictates this, that's what we do. It's not we run zone, so we run zone against everybody. We play man, so we play man against everybody. No. You're not good enough for that. You need to look at the tape and capitalize on what's wrong just last week with the team you played and what's been wrong all year with that team. Every single week. As far as our offense goes, just play to our strength. Our strength is run the ball, run, pass, run, pass, run, pass. When they put the 8th man in the box, then a different call is now dictated. Now, the passing lanes have opened up because now they're trying to stop the run. And what I can't excuse of Dak Prescott is when teams stack the box to stop the run like the New Orleans Saints did, You got to terrorize them. That's when you terrorize them. It's like take what teams give you, just like boxing. Some fighters, you take what the other person gives you. It's nothing wrong with that. You can try to impose your will. Yes. You can run your game plan. Yes. But don't ever let somebody hand you money and you say, no, 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 I'm cool. That's what that is. And like my point, again, I'm getting off topic. My point is this. We all want Dak Prescott to be Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady. And I take Tom Brady out of that because I think Tom Brady is the greatest game manager of all time. He don't never too much. That's what I call Tom Brady. Never too much. He never has to do too much. And then the one time he has to do too much in the Eagles Super Bowl, what happened? He lost. When he had to overcome too much in the Giants Super Bowls, what happened? He lost. Like, if you play a regular, good, from whistle to whistle game around Tom Brady, call a good game around Tom Brady, and put the pieces where he can dink and dunk and move the chains, because I'll take the touchdown when you give it to me. Troy Aikman became similar. He became similar. That's why Emmitt Smith got so many touchdowns and Michael Irvin got less touchdowns than Dez Bryant. Because Emmitt Smith was the driving force to that Super Bowl team. To those Super Bowl teams, offensively. Ezekiel Elliott can be the driving force and Dak Prescott can still play great, get all the accolades, be a Super Bowl MVP, be a Pro Bowler, All Pro, all that. But it's about doing your job before you try to do too much more. And what I'm telling you is, as fans, sometimes we get sidetracked and we ain't paying attention to what really matters. There are a lot of Dak apologists out there. There are a lot of guys who understand that Dak is a good player, so they don't like him getting berated and stuff on the internet and on the talking heads and all that. But it shouldn't be about that. Why does it look like it's about that in the play calling? I just don't get it. We made the playoffs in 2016. We made the playoffs in 2018. Dak Prescott 13-3 his first season, 9-7 his second season, 10-6 last year. Only thing I'm trying to figure out is, if we made the playoffs both of those years and won a division and Zeke had rushing titles, is that not the formula? It's frustrating, man, because everybody's on here, Dak this, Dak that, Dak this. So what? We can listen to that shit. Dak shouldn't listen to that. Hold on. Dak Prescott should listen to that shit. Why should he? Making money. About to make a whole lot more. I don't get it, y'all. Do you want to be Troy Aikman or do you want to be Tony Romo? That's what I should have called it. Does Dak Prescott want to be Troy Aikman, whose numbers are pedestrian compared to Tony Romo's? Well, Tony Romo played in the passing league. Tony Romo didn't have an Emmitt Smith to hand the ball off to for 11 years. He didn't. He just didn't. And who got the most rushing touchdowns all time? Who's second in touchdowns overall? Right. That's the driving force of the team. If Dak Prescott can throw for 23, 22, and 22 touchdowns, Dak Prescott has shown over a 3-year span that he is a game manager. And my thing is this, y'all. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a game manager. Tom Brady is the greatest game. He knows his role. He just knows his role. He never too much. We need more of that from Dak Prescott. We need more of that from Kellen Moore. Especially when the tape dictates it. Green Bay couldn't stop the run. You didn't run. You gave up on it and panicked. So no, it's not all Dak Prescott's fault. 2 of those passes was tipped that turned into interception, but he still threw the ball behind Amari Cooper, like the previous week in New Orleans when he threw the ball behind Randall Cobb. Don't put that quarterback, Dak Prescott, our quarterback, in bad situations. Just like, and in turn, historically, statistically, he won't put us in bad situations. But when you take the engine out the car, it don't move. Period. Ezekiel Elliott is the engine. That may be the transmission, but Ezekiel Elliott is the engine. You have to remember that every time we suit up for the rest of this year. Or else, some games are going to be like Green Bay or like New Orleans. When you take away our best weapon, you'll have Tony Romo days. As much as I love Romo, you will have Tony Romo days. And just to prove my point one more time, I'm about to be done. What's Tony Romo's best year? Exactly. DeMarco Murray, right? Because the running game opens up things. The difference is when they put 8 men in the box to stop Murray, Romo destroyed him. That's the difference. When they put 8 in the box to stop Emmett at a certain point in his career, Aikman would gut you. Dak will be given the same looks if we stay consistent with the run. Everybody cannot stop Ezekiel Elliott in that offensive line. Everybody cannot do it. We have to find out who we are again. And Dak Prescott has to find out, do he want to be Troy Aikman or Tony Romo? Simple and plain. Brock Brown, the OD. Dallas Cowboys TV. Peace.